So, I guess why don't you go ahead and begin by saying your name, your cultural affiliation.
Okay, my name is Emily. I am from Guilin, China, which is a southern province in China. And my parents adopted me when I was 14 months old. And I've lived here ever since.
So, Emily, what do you think the culture of Lovett is? And tell us a little bit about how, whether that's different or whether it's similar to the culture that you have at home.
It's very similar. My mom works here, so she brings a lot of Lovett back with her. I've grown up around a lot of teaching and just kind of, my mom grew up in the South, so she's got that Southern hospitality, and I guess I've inherited some of it. And my dad's from Los Angeles, and he is more like chill, calm, very different. I have some of his traits, like very little patience. But I guess I've made my own from kind of my Chinese culture is working really hard and being very dedicated to one thing at a time, which is different from what my parents do. They're more of an everywhere creative mindset like that.
Now, Emily, your parents are Caucasian. So how does that really work for you in terms of your interaction with your Chinese culture and then your, the Caucasian culture that you've grown up with?
I think it's hard. I relate really well to the Caucasian culture just because that's what I've been around, but I find that at Lovett, I don't connect with other Asians who have grown up with a Chinese culture or Asian culture as well. We've tried other things, like we have a group of girls in Atlanta who were adopted around the same time I was, around similar provinces, and we connected with them every now and then, but I find that we all are more, the Caucasian Southern culture than anything Asian.
So, when you meet other people who are East Asian, do you find that there's kind of like a certain expectation, a certain way, a certain pressure that you're supposed to act without them even knowing anything about your background?
A little bit. I feel if schools come up, I feel very pressured to be like, yes, I'm applying to all the Ivies, yes, I'm getting 4.0s, which isn't true, but sometimes I feel like I don't fit in unless I've done really well in my studies. But
have you ever felt like you might be, ostracized might be too strong of a word, but just looked at differently by East Asians when they realize that, you might not be as quote-unquote Chinese as you should be?
A little bit. I feel like I'm a figure skater, and so there's a lot of, tiger moms at skating, and I feel like they judge me and my family a little bit because they're not as strict as they are, and my parents don't hold me to such high standards as they hold their children.
Do you think you face any kind of specific pressure when it comes, if maybe from yourself or maybe from other East Asians, maybe from other Caucasian people, to learn one culture or the other?
Not really. I've kind of come to terms with the fact that I'm very different, and I like that, because in a school where we're very similar people, it makes me stand out more, which I like.
Do you take a language?
I do.
Which
I take French.
Okay.
So it really confuses people. They're like, hey, Emily, aren't you in Chinese? And I'm like, nope, I'm taking French.
Interesting. And so I'm just curious, what was like kind of the driving reason behind that?
I've taken it since kindergarten.
Gotcha.
I mean, I felt like if I was going to learn a language fluently, I would be better off with something I've been taking forever. Yeah.
Interesting. And so, I guess, how do you really balance that kind of desire to fit in with those East Asians and then also, to kind of maintain the identity that you've grown up with?
Well, I've got a really good friend group. I think that really helps me balance both, so I don't feel like I need to be more one way to have friends than the other. And we're kind of a mixed match of everything, and it works really well for me. If I didn't have them, I don't know, I probably wouldn't be as confident or as happy as I am now. I'd feel like I'd have to choose one or the other.
Do you think here at Lovett you have kind of like, the opportunity to explore your own culture, or do you find that, that other kids who are Caucasian have the opportunity to explore similar to how you, want to explore your own culture further?
Yeah, I think so. I think sometimes it can be a little cheesy. I think, Chinese culture has been it's been so Americanized, and some of it's just not real enough that I don't want to be a part of that because I feel like it's stupid.
I'm interested. Why do you think it's too cheesy, or is it the way it's planned? Is it the people who are organizing it? Is it the crowd that it's catering to?
I don't know. It's just, it doesn't seem as genuine as something that's just trying to throw at you as something they really truly believe in. I don't know. My family and I were trying to plan a vacation to China to visit my foster family there, and I'd probably be able to tell you more about the culture once I've been there. But I don't know, all the red and the gold and the stuff that they sell at Party City and you see in the supermarkets and stuff, it's not, a home-cooked meal for Chinese New Year. It's just these bright colors and these gold coins, and that's not what it is. It's more about, celebrating a new year instead of celebrating getting a packet of gold coins or money and eating fortune cookies.
Excellent. Thank you.
My pleasure.